So here we are. I have purchased Genesis framework for my WordPress site, and I've also purchased the Aspire Pro theme. Quite like the look of that. It's got pretty much everything I want. Nice header image, ability to put a form in, and then lots of sections that I can put content in to really make my homepage look pretty good. So at that point, that's really where the challenge comes in. So on the right hand side here, I've got my efforts to start to make this site my own, and the first challenge was the image at the top. I picked an image from Canva, which I'd put together, which has a picture of me and some text, which is the right size as far as I was concerned. But immediately it's sat up at the top and it's out of place and everything just doesn't fit. So that's a little bit frustrating. Really not quite sure how to fix that, so that would be helpful. I've then got a form. Now I think I know how to fix this, but again it still would be helpful to just work it out. This is pulled out of ConvertKit, and you put it in the right place, and doesn't display anywhere near the same as the nice picture on the theme. Going further down into the first main text section, I got that pretty well mastered. Got basically the same look and feel, headline, text. Give me opportunities to play with this, but I think I got that one pretty well mastered. Got the sort of learn how link here. Be nice to be able to turn that into a button so it matches in with the other ones down here, but don't know how to do that. These graphics down here, probably lose those because I don't really have anything to do with these, but they could also be social links. Again, don't really understand quite how to do that. I have had a look at the code, and I can see how it looks and see some trends towards it, and that certainly helped me down here in this section, where I was actually able to, I was quite pleased with myself. We started off with the 3 pictures, and I can see how they're positioned, or I wouldn't really like to start setting something like this up. It's very helpful to be able to see everything in place and be able to just use it as a basis. So again, much like the heading, I took some images I created in Canva, all the same size with sort of text over them. I managed to replace these images pretty easily just by getting into the code and really cut and pasting a link. I managed to find out how to put these images onto the media section within WordPress, but wasn't clear from the demo how to do that. It was just said this is a text box, and that was it really. So very unhelpful. Likewise with the learn how buttons, was able to pull that so that I could actually get it again using the code. No easy drag and drop way of doing it, nothing that really tells you how to do it, just really trying to use a bit of intuition around the code to see how I could make this sit here and then just duplicate it. What I haven't done yet, and I'll be quite keen to work out, is how I add links to these. There probably is a way to do it. It's maybe in the code, it may be somewhere else, I don't know. So that's something that I definitely would need a bit of help with. Going further down, to be honest, I haven't really done much with this, really because I haven't got any text to put in here yet. But this is something that I'm probably pretty comfortable with because the text layout is already there. It'd be nice to know whether I could put an image here and how I would do that, but it could equally just stay as it is. It looks quite professional. The thing that was challenging from the tutorial is that it just says this is a text box, and then it says paste this code in, and it doesn't really tell you anything about how to do things with it, so it's quite limiting. And I think there's definitely potential to add more instruction on that, and I'm sure it'd be very helpful to the sort of the new WordPress person who's just really trying to set their blog up, and they've got all this stuff they've got to deal with. Now, somehow I managed to resize this. I don't know whether it was just, maybe it didn't, maybe it's exactly the same. I think it's just a bigger sort of view. But again, there's layers. I've got a photo around the back here. If I change that photo, not clear what size it should be. It's also not clear how it actually stretches right across the page on the desktop. How that happens, This one appears to overlay as well, so it appears to be quite a deep, top to bottom photo. But again, I don't really know what the dimensions are. I do know how to replace it. I've worked that one out. And then I've got, this is again just a text box, and how things are laid out. You really do have to dig into the code before you can get these things changed. So yeah, I'd like to change the background image. I'd like to change some of the sort of wording here. The wording's not a problem. This graphic here, again, not clear where that is. I presume it's somewhere in the media files, but I can't find that. The background images are pretty easy. They're all in the section. If we go into the customize section here, so I can bring that up, they're all in these background images, so that's fairly easy. I can change those, but again, not really clear what the dimensions are. Put this one in, actually threw it up to the top, I moved it around and it just didn't work, so I think I'm going to have to work out how that's going to be done differently. Second one's just a black one, no challenges there, but I think there was one in there before and I think I took it out because I just wanted a black background. Let me just check. No, it's black on that, so that's good. So yeah, knowing how to find out what dimensions these images are would be quite useful. So there's quite a lot of standard stuff here. A lot of things are in the widgets. So if you go into, just for argument's sake, let's go into front page 6. It's just a text box, and then immediately you're into the code. And I was able to change the heading, which is great. This is further down, actually, this bit here. But I really wanted to change these images. If you look at the ones over here, they're just icons. So there's a code to get you to the icon. But I had to really think quite hard and work out how to be able to change that to images. So I used, again, the image src equals and put these things in. And was able to do something with it. But, again, not totally comfortable whether the sizing is right. I tried to put these images the same size, but maybe because some have a little bit of a border on them, maybe I need to do some editing. But it'd be nice to be able to resize them so all the text lines up. So again, that's something that I haven't really mastered. There's a bit of white space up here again. Don't really know how to lose that. This is quite nice. The image there goes up and down, but again, I want to replace that with one of my images. And it's, again, finding out what the size is on that one. If I go back to the widget on that one, I think this is page 7. Again, it's text box, nothing too sophisticated. There's the text. And then the image itself, I would presume, is going to be, again, under this bit. Don't really know how to find out how big that image is, whether I can resize it. But yeah, I want to get an image in there that's going to do this well. It's going to display full width. But whenever I put an image in, it doesn't seem to fit. Going further down, haven't really done much with this yet, and I think this is possibly another phase. But again, I seem to have lost these images, and I don't really know what I've done. It just doesn't seem to match up. I haven't really done any changes by hand this section. At least I don't think I have. Front page, widget 7, 8, I think it is. Yeah, so again, that's just the heading section. Then further down, you've got these featured custom post types. Now, what I'd really like to do here is have this as a link to my top blog posts. So that these, rather than being images, these are different blog posts, possibly in categories. But I really haven't got a clue how to do that. And again, it's just text. I've got these featured custom post types, which I was hoping would be something to do with the posts, but I really don't have that covered. So that's a bit of a showstopper. Really don't know what to do from there. I haven't thought what to do with these sections down here, and at some point I probably will. I may even hide them. Again, it would be useful to know how to hide different sections. Don't know how to do that. And that's probably it for now. It's not a lot of changes, and some of it may be I go back to, but definitely keen to fix this thing at the top, the image. Certainly I'd like to be able to change the background images and get them sized right. I'd like to be able to get these so they all line up. Again, change this image, and then certainly down here I'd like to be able to have this so that it points to my top latest blog posts, possibly some categories. Similar look and feel really to my Silent Earning front page, which is made in Lead Pages, which is way easier than WordPress. Put that together in about an hour. But I'm also aware that WordPress has probably got some better back-end, SEO, plugins, all that is quite what I want to make use of, but it's just getting this look and feel. I just get frustrated. Menus are fine. There's sub menus, and I think these can all be set up quite nicely. I just got to work on putting content behind those, but that works well. Getting my logo in here. My logo doesn't really lend itself to a black background. It either comes with a clear background, it's sort of fairly dark colours, or I can put it on a white background, but it would in a way be nice to actually have this top bar white. More of a nice to have. Maybe I can figure that out. But that's another factor as well, and likewise when it gets to the top image it all sort of blurs together, and it's that bit at the top really needs fixing. So that's a sort of a summary. Another thing to point out, this is salesfunnelbuilding.com. I put it in here really because I'm not using the WordPress piece of that site. It's just currently a Lead Pages landing page on that domain. But what I really want to do, this is the front page for silentearning.com. So I really want to be able to, once this is finished, to be able to move that across and also not upset the look and feel of my blog posts, which I'm quite happy with the way the blog looks on Silent Earning, but that's on a completely different theme. So if I can get this theme to look like that theme, where the blog's concerned, that would be great, but not the end of the world. So there's some pointers. Not a lot to deal with, but just like to know how to do some of these things.